This film has absolutely no suspense. Hello, this is Nothing Fancy, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2018 Netflix hit, Bird Box. In case you haven't seen it, Bird Box is a film about unknown creatures that cause people to commit suicide just from looking at them, or become loyal cult-like followers if they quote-unquote wanted to see. The motivations of the creatures are unknown, and we don't get to see the creatures, which I guess makes sense from a story standpoint. The plot focuses on a woman named Mallory, played by Sandra Bullock, whose main goal is to get her children to safety via a dangerous river. On their journey, they must avoid the creatures and the crazy people without their sense of sight. Bird Box is edited in a way that cross-cuts the action, switching from when the creatures first arrive to the journey on the river, and ultimately meeting at the climax. Cross-cutting can be a very effective tool when making a movie. However, this one does it in a way that manages to kill the tension for the majority of the film. It starts off and shows us that Mallory is soon departing on a journey down the river with her two children, boy and girl. Right from the beginning, the movie tells us that these side characters are not important and most likely will die. This makes the audience not care for those characters, and it seems like the writer realized this too, because these characters are grossly two-dimensional and underdeveloped. Another example of how this editing technique removes the suspense is when Mallory is getting an ultrasound. We clearly only see one baby, but when she's on the river, she obviously has two children. So, when another pregnant woman shows up to the house with our other characters and has a similar due date, we can safely make the assumption that one of the two children is hers. I'm only speculating, but it seems like the people who created the film knew there's a problem with keeping the suspense, and they seemingly break the rules of the film, trying to create that anxious feeling Bird Box needs. During the scene where a part of the group obtains supplies in a grocery store, Mallory stumbles on some birds who are conveniently alive and decides to take them. Moments later, everyone's favorite co-worker, Fish Fingers, who is locked in the store's loading dock, pleads for help from the group. While they debate on letting him in, the birds begin to panic, indicating to Mallory, as well as the audience, that they can detect who is infected by the creatures. Also shown, when the birds are alarmed by the man in the river, and at the end of the film, with a school, which is surrounded by birds to warn the people inside. That said, this rule is broken when Gary shows up to the house, and the birds have no abnormal reactions, even when it is revealed that he is one of the people who are obsessed with the creatures. I think they did this just to create tension, and in doing so, they break the film, which is always something that should be avoided. Bird Box has multiple problems with its plot, but I personally think the film would have worked a lot better if it were in chronological order, rather than having two different but connecting sets of action. Whilst having a decent premise and some pretty good scenes, Bird Box still fails as a film, especially on a technical level. It seems like a blind attempt at trying to ride off the success of the film A Quiet Place, which was released earlier that year. However, with a self-reported 45 million streams, it seems that the surge of these types of films has only just begun. Thank you for watching. Hello everybody, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, leave it a like, and if you didn't, leave it a dislike, and maybe even consider becoming a subscriber. Cheers.
I will hurt you. Do you understand?